Hello, this is the Black White Soul, and this is my review of Raw on the 7th of April, that'll be the one. The Raw after WrestleMania, always renowned for being an absolute stonker. And this one was no exception. Starting off with Daniel Bryan. They did a nice little package from WrestleMania, which was just showing his career, how he came into the WWE, and some early footage of when he was training with Shawn Michaels. Fantastic build-up, sets it up, and first thing is Daniel Bryan comes down to the ring and the crowd is on fire. The crowd is absolutely amazing. Yes, chants are going crazy. Daniel Bryan's in the ring, and he's even trying to start doing his promo, but the crowd won't let him because they're too busy chanting. He even gets a "You deserve it" chant. That is just mental. Crowd are loving it. And then Triple H. Music hits, walks down, and he looks pissed. Walking down to the ring, face like thunder. Gets on the apron and is like, "I'm not going to get in the ring because I'll do something I regret." So Daniel Bryan's like, well, if you're not getting in the ring, gets right in his face, both titles. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, so good, such a good visual. Then Triple H gets "asshole" chanted at him for quite a while. And Triple H, he wants to end the movement himself, so at the main event of Raw, it will be a title match. Daniel Bryan defending his World Heavyweight Championship, well, WWE World Heavyweight Championship, against Triple H. He's going to end it himself. Stephanie's with him. Stephanie's not actually doing much in this one, just being a bit of eye candy. Then Triple H at the end of the promo sort of just throws the mic at Daniel Bryan in frustration. But good moment, good start to Raw, what the crowd want to see, and the crowd are super hyped. Right, after this we go backstage, and it's Triple H and Stephanie. They're talking about how they're going to do this, and then Randy Orton, Batista, they get involved. Triple H is like, "When the three of us are on the same page, we are unstoppable," which is teasing my thought where I'd really, really, really like Evolution to come back. And this would be a fantastic faction if this happens. So I really, really hope it does. Triple H, after them interfering in his little conversation with Steph, makes a tag match. The Usos versus Randy Orton and Batista. Interesting choice, but I was actually quite happy to see that. A huge thing for the Usos. Yeah, after this we get a six-man tag. Starts off with a good old Wyatt entrance. Love the personal touch they do. The Wyatts are the biggest baby faces in the world. The crowd are super hot, super behind them. The crowd are swaying along. They are clapping with the intro. And there are just "Let's go Wyatt" chants. And Cena is partnered up with Sheamus and Big E. Sheamus actually, I believe, gets a worse reaction than Cena does in this match. Sheamus just gets pure boos. Big E actually gets a few cheers here and there, but then the Wyatts win over. It just shows how hot Bray Wyatt is, that even Luke and Rowan are getting sort of cheered. Like it was Sheamus versus Eric, and they were doing the boo yeah spot. Every time Eric was hitting Sheamus, there were cheers thundering through the arena. Every time Sheamus so much as touched him, Sheamus was getting booed the hell out of the building. Oh, amazing match. Good showing, and the Wyatts look phenomenally strong, beating these three big guys. Good showing for Big E, getting into good company with Cena and Sheamus there. I hope he gets a private little storyline for him. Again, IC title should mean something. Match is going on. The crowd at one point just started singing John Cena sucks. It was really weird. It's a brand new chant I'd not heard before, but they're sort of singing it. Also got good old The Whole World in His Hands going for a little bit. And the best one, Bray Wyatt did the crab walk. And this made the crowd chant, Bray is going to kill you. Bray is going to kill you. And it looked like he did hit Big E with his finisher. Luke got a suicide dive to the outside to take out Cena. Eric dealt with Sheamus. Oh, such a good match. Bray and the Wyatts just look phenomenally strong. Please keep this on and we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. Oh man, I was excited to see this. After that match, we got a little teaser, a little vignette of Bo Dallas. Because you can't stop Bo leaving. Now I've got this camera set up, I'm going to go back to doing NXT reviews as well. So look forward to that later in the week. But yeah, Bo Dallas, fantastic NXT performer. And actually through the night we'd get a few of these. We also got a couple of Axl Rose vignettes, which is amazing because he's only been a character for like a month or so. But apparently it's gotten over so well, they're starting to do vignettes of him on the show. Oh, this is a good Raw. Everything was exciting. Then after that we had good old comedy match. Fandango, Summer versus Emma and Santino. We've seen the match before. Fandango is looking particularly beautiful in a nice peacock feathered trimmed jacket. So he is absolutely fabulous. Just a quick comedy match. Santino gets the distraction on Fandango. Emma gets the Emma lock on Summer Rae. Gets the victory. I wish they'd give her a few more singles matches to show what she can really do in the ring, because she is a really good worker in the ring. But there's always time. Bullshit. 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 We have Brock Lesnar come out and probably, like me, a lot of you still not hugely happy to be seeing him right now. Still, this is being recorded on Tuesday evening, and I have to admit, I was feeling uber depressed and just a bit fed up of wrestling just because of the Undertaker thing. I know it's like, oh, you're such a mark, but I've been a fan since I was 6 years old seeing this guy. And for the streak to be over, it has legitimately just frustrated me, and that's not what pro wrestling should do. Again, I still 100% believe this was the wrong choice. The very point of pro wrestling is to get a response from the crowd. Now, what you want to eventually get is euphoria. You want to get a positive moment, which is what they have done with Daniel Bryan. You've had all this hardship, you've had him being beat down, you've had the crowd get super frustrated, but in a way where it's eventually going to pay off. Undertaker losing has none of that. Still think it was a bad choice. But anyway, Brock Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman cuts a really good promo, putting over what happened, putting him and Brock Lesnar over, and just putting everyone in the locker room down, because they are not at the level to compete with these two as a tandem, the brains and the brawn. Anyway, despite the subject matter, it was a really good promo. If you're looking to get into wrestling, watch Heyman. He is the master of the promo. Study, learn, and you can't really go wrong if you're learning from the best. After this, we had the Randy Orton and Batista versus the Usos. Crowd was super hot for the Usos, but it was kind of a sort of squash match. The Usos got good offense off in the beginning. But then it just turned into them getting chucked out the outside and beaten down by Batista and Orton. And again, I'm sorry, Usos, I still can't quite tell you apart, but bloody hell. Batista powerbombed. Powerbombed one of the Usos onto the ring steps. That must have bloody hurt. But again, it showed signs of Orton and Batista meshing together, so Evolution could be back soon. Yeah. A little bit odd, but all of a sudden the ring announcer is, "Can we welcome back Rob Van Dam?" Okay, it's cool. Cool to see him back. I probably would have preferred sort of the shock of just if they just played his music. And then like, RVD's back instead of like a weird welcome back, but fine. Squash match, but good solid match. Again, Sandow is an amazing heel if they let him be, but for some reason they don't want him to be at the moment. But RVD got in all his good spots. And what you want, don't know what they're going to do with him. But Extreme Rules is the next pay-per-view, so hopefully there'll be some sort of big cluster muck match, and he'll be in there for some good, fantastic spots. Now, this match was a surprise. Rey Mysterio, who I will applaud him, this is the longest I've seen him injury-free in like years. But his opponent, Bad News Barrett. Boom! I have to believe there's a lot of my countrymen in that crowd. I am British, if you cannot tell by my suave, sophisticated manner. And Barrett was over as beep. Man, the crowd were going nuts for him. This is how this Bad News Barrett thing should have been used all along. Just use it as a catchphrase and then going out there wrestling. It has a point. And it gets him over. And damn, the crowd are 100% behind him. Booing Rey Mysterio when he gets on top of things. Cheering Barrett no matter what he does. Barrett is loving it, playing up to the crowd. I hope this means we're actually going to get Barrett back in the ring now constantly. Hopefully give him a good storyline and he can do well. And we had already a few vignettes of NXT stars through the night. Well, we finally had the debut of Alexander Rusev and his, Russian cat lady. Yeah, meow, meow, yeah. Or either that or a gangster. Yeah, see? Anyway, don't know why he was pulled from the Battle Royale, but I'm probably going to say it's actually a good choice, because him losing a Battle Royale wouldn't have done much. Cesaro winning it has done huge for Cesaro, so that's the way they should have gone. Zack Ryder, the people's jobber, was in the ring. Just got beaten down. Alexander Rusev did this brutal jumping sweet chin, basically. Beautiful move. Good power guy. And yeah, I'll have to see what they actually do with him again. We're at the sort of beginning of a new season. If you compare it to a normal show, this would be like the new year. And they're getting lots of new talent in. Lots of ways they can go. There's no sort of set in stone story paths at the moment. So it'll be good to see what he does. And then the final bit for this section was just a lovely Hall of Fame recap. This year's Hall of Fame was such a strong lineup. With Jake the Snake Roberts, true legend, really recovered himself, really done well. Same for Scott Hall. And Lita, phenomenal female wrestler. You got, Carlos Colon. Personally, don't have any experience from him. He wasn't in my era when I watched it, but still. Got some wrestling lineage with him. Truly deserving. Paul Bearer, enough said. The Ultimate Warrior, Mr. T. Just such a phenomenal year. I really hope I haven't missed anyone, but it's good to see all these legends in. And to all of them that have sacrificed, given their bodies, their time, their lives, thank you all. Thank you. The Ultimate Warrior on Raw. I was at first disappointed he didn't come out with face paint on in the gimmick, but he rectified that, came out, put on one of his crazy jackets. Just amazing to see this guy there in over 20 years. When I was young, huge Ultimate Warrior fan. Gets in the ring, a bit lost for words. So he does what any good warrior will do. He adorns the warrior face mask and then asks the warrior himself, "You're gonna be quiet now, warrior. Let me speak to the people with the blood pouring through my veins." Just a phenomenal character. A bit mental, but it worked. It was so good. The crowd enjoyed it, and that's probably going to be quite a good merchandise tool for him there. Just happy to see him back. True legend, really deserves it. After this, we got AJ Lee, who I will 100%, I did not think she was going to have the title still. Won it against 13 other divas in a crazy match, which again, I might have to go back and watch, because at the time, depressed, sad, Undertaker streak made that WrestleMania match just fall flat. I couldn't pay attention. But AJ's still got the title. She's over with the crowd. She is such a good promo woman as well. Even slipped in a little, "I am the best diva in the world," to a little tribute to her fiancé, a certain CM Punk. But yeah, she is just a phenomenal heel. Good promo person. But then some music hits. And I lose it. It's Paige! God damn it, finally! No Total Divas. They're not on there. It's about goddamn Paige. 2 women wrestlers in the ring. Paige has come out. And of course, she's British. I've got to get behind her because she's British. And I had the honour of training with her mum, Sweet Saraya. She is one of the toughest ladies. No. She is one of the toughest professional wrestlers you will ever meet. If you do not do a good job when she's around, she will kick your ass. Trust me, the Knight family in England, legends. I'm so happy Paige has made it into the WWE, and now they're putting her on this level. They play up the fact that she's an NXT rookie. They don't say that she's the women's champion there, I don't think. But they're like playing, it's like she's a bit awestruck. She's first day on the job. And she's just there to congratulate AJ because she is the longest reigning woman champion of all time. And then AJ is like, "Thank you, but get out of my ring." She is playing the uber bitchy heel, and she does it so well. Slaps Paige across the face, challenges to a match. Paige is like, "Well, I'm not ready. I was just actually congratulating you." But then AJ is like, "I'll tell you when you're ready. Let's get a ref. I'll even throw the title on the line. Why not?" And AJ just slaps around Paige. Locks in the submission move she likes using, which is the Black Widow, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Got it locked in, but Paige isn't dropping to one knee. She's staying firm. Manages to spin AJ around and then hits the Paige turner. 1, 2, 3. We have a new women's champion. Mental. So happy. I'm just so happy. A damn good female wrestler is the champion. With AJ as the heel, I hope these two are going to have a massive feud. And it's women wrestlers going at it, not Total Divas getting storyline from stuff that happened a couple of months ago. This is just women wrestlers. If these two are just let go to do what they can, it should be phenomenal. After this, we had The Andre the Giant trophy getting presented to Cesaro. Cesaro getting a huge push with Hulk Hogan in the ring. Good to see him sort of getting the rub. And getting a massive trophy. Zepp Coulter's there with him and steals a microphone. Talks for Cesaro. And then Cesaro's like, nah, you know what? No, I don't need this. And like Zepp's like, well, you're a Zepp Coulter guy. And then Cesaro's, no. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. And then Paul Heyman comes down. Like, so shocked to see this happen. Also very weird. Heyman has gone, in the matter of like an hour or so, gone from being one of the biggest heels in wrestling ever to a huge babyface. The crowd are chanting for Heyman after what happened earlier in the night. This is crazy, but it just shows how good Cesaro is, how good Heyman is, and Heyman is such a good talker. He can really help Cesaro get his character into focus. And this could really be a massive thing with these two together. Because you've got the part-timer Brock Lesnar probably fecking off soon. So giving Heyman Cesaro, this could really, really elevate him into the title picture for main event status. This sets up a match between Swagger and Cesaro, because Swagger attacks Cesaro from behind and destroys the Andre the Giant trophy. Such a shame. Really did not want that to happen. It was a beautiful trophy. But I think Hulk Hogan did say it looks like it's likely to be a yearly thing at WrestleMania, which I think is good. And if they can make it a big thing like King of the Ring, give the person whoever wins it will get a good push. Could be good for years and years to come. Lots of good in that sentence. But yeah, Cesaro versus Swagger. Going at it. Cesaro's getting all the crowd attention. Yep, all the crowd behind Cesaro. Battle back and forth, but Zepp then gets Swagger to just walk away. And they just leave, so I hope this will be a feud to carry on. Quite interesting though, with a sudden random face turn by Heyman. I really can't wait to see next week and see what goes on with this. After this, we're again going backstage with Stephanie, trying to get the Kane and the Shield to sort out their issues. But Kane is just so pissed off the Shield, he can't control himself. The Shield egg him on by saying, so where are your two buddies? And Kane then just goes on a rant and says, you know what, well, it was Triple H that wanted you laid out anyway. Stephanie sort of stops that right there and then says, we all need to get on the same page. And this all brings us to the main event. Daniel Bryan comes out first. Huge yes chance. We're still crowded behind him. And then Batista and Orton come out. Numbers game beats Bryan. RKO, Batista bomb. Kane then comes down. So the other two were a bit hesitant, but then Kane just chokeslams Bryan. 3-on-1. Then Triple H's music hits. Comes out to the game music. Gets in the ring, tells the ref to ring the bell. He's like, Daniel Bryan's down. He can't start a match like this. Triple H uses his power and is like, do you like your job? You'll start this match. Stephanie screaming at him. Start the match. And Triple H is just standing over Daniel Bryan. And it looks like he is in deep trouble. But then we get the Hounds of Justice. And that was a good chant from the crowd as well. Hounds of Justice. Yes, oh, so glad these guys are facing still together. They come down, Shield on one side, Batista, Kane and Orton on the other side, Triple H in the middle trying to make this thing be okay, trying to get his group together on the same page, just trying to keep them apart. But then Triple H backs up Batista, Kane and Orton, and he's like, I've got this, fine. Turns round, and Roman Reigns, spear! All hell breaks loose, big brawl, everyone's attacking everyone else. Just a massive brawl to finish it off. And then managed to get Orton, Batista, and Kane all on the outside, and the Shield have Triple H surrounded. Triple H is slowly getting to his feet, trying to get the Shield to back off. Eventually turns around and knee to the face. Daniel Bryan is up. And we have the Shield and Daniel Bryan in the ring with all the heels on the ramp backing up. Fantastic Raw. Crowd were amazing. WWE, keep up this heat, and I can't wait to see what they do with this. Either 4-on-4 match at Extreme Rules or Triple H Daniel Bryan in a title match, and then Batista, Orton and Kane versus the Shield. Oh, it's good times. After the disappointment of the streak, I will say this has been one of the single best WrestleManias in the last couple of years. All the matches have been hot apart from the Undertaker streak thing. That personally really did deflate me, but this Raw has really got me back into it. I'm pumped. I want to see what's going to happen next. I can't wait for Extreme Rules. So, with all that said, I will catch you a couple of days. I'll do a SmackDown. I'll try and do an NXT this week. Until next time, TT FN.